Your first decision is how you will use your artillery, if at all. But before we get to your options, here is some background on these big guns. Throughout history, artillery referred to cannons and mortars, but in World War I, it meant a collection of short and long-barreled guns that shot projectiles directly onto the enemy. The projectiles fired ranged from poison gas to explosions from shells. The artillery was a heavily used weapon in World War I that was responsible for around 60% of the total deaths in the war, which is more than the machine gun. These guns' bombardments, if aimed right, could take out communication lines, groups of soldiers, other artillery, and even entire trenches, truly making it one of the most effective killing machines. These massive guns took an entire team of soldiers to use, with each soldier having a specific job that helped the projectiles get into the air. Since these guns were so big, the people firing them could not see where the projectiles were supposed to launch. To get around that, a highly trained observer would direct the men and be their eyes. The observer would see the target and give the coordinates to the team, who would then calculate the left-right aiming direction, the elevation angle, the number of bags of propellant, and a time before exploding, which was put onto the fuse if needed. The fuse was then connected to the shell and was launched in the air and onto the target. Now that you have some background on the artillery and know how it is used, it's time to make your first decision. You have three options and some advice. Your American training and the recommendation of your French advisor would suggest you use a massive 12-hour bombardment designed to obliterate the German lines and to use mustard gas and chlorine gas to kill as many Germans as possible. The problem is, this makes it clear where you will attack. This is option 1. You could also decide to use a lot of guns for just a few minutes. This should cause problems and German losses in the front two trenches as well as cutting wire, but not give the Germans the chance to reinforce this position. This limited bombardment is option 2. Your longest serving soldier who fought natives 30 years ago suggests not using artillery and is trying to sneak across no man's land. This is option 3. So, these are your options. Artillery can be a very effective tool in battle and can give you a great advantage if used wisely. Good luck with your decision, whatever it may be.